Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Tori if you're new here, and today we are doing a farm stand haul and a meal prep. If you were here for yesterday's video, you know that I only have access to my freezer today. So this meal prep can be pretty versatile. You could put it in your fridge, you could put it in your freezer, whatever you want to do. I'm super excited because this video is in collaboration with my friend Taylor over at Taylor Elmore. She does so many phenomenal videos. She's a homeschooling mama, really wonderful recipes, everything on a budget. I am just so excited that we've become close. Go check out her videos once you're done with mine. She has so many different recipes, so many unique recipes, and just all around delicious food. She is a great human being, wonderful mother, and a really good friend. So make sure you go check her out after you're done with my video. And without further ado, let's get right into the video. We love our local farm stand. It is open all year round, and they just are so knowledgeable and so helpful and just kind. They're just good people. So shout out to you, Pope Farms. They are in Greeley, Colorado, if you are in the area and would like to stop in. Okay, here's everything I got. I did want to include my seeds. I got a bunch of seeds. If you're new here, I love to garden. And we're pretty amateur at it, but this year I am going to attempt to sell some of my flowers and some of my lavender alongside the road here. So I'm really excited about that. Let's do the food first, and then we'll move on to the seeds. Over here we have some locally grown black beans. We have 2 pounds of that at $5. A little pricey, but I do love to support local whenever I possibly can. And then I was super excited about this. These cheeses are usually $9.99. They were on sale for $1. They're a bit past their expiration date, but honestly, I think they're gonna be fine. We're gonna use that for some grilled cheeses, and I will show you how to do that. I am going to freezer prep them. They are super easy to pop into the oven, or you could have them as your dinner tonight. Really depends on how you want to do this. We also got some cultured sour cream, generally $2.99. We got it for $1. Yay. Super excited about that as well. Over here we have 2 sweet potatoes. We're going to use that, maybe just one for the recipe. And then we have some zucchini. If you are new here, I'm going to say this a lot. We attempted to do a month-long grocery haul, but our refrigerator broke, so that kind of put a wrench in what we were trying to do. So I was trying to make this last throughout the entire month, but we of course need some fresh items. I do have a prepper pantry in the basement. I try and be prepared as much as I possibly can, so we are good with shelf-stable food and freezer meals for now. But when it comes to fresh things that need to be in the refrigerator, that is kind of not happening until we purchase a new one. We also have 3 apples here. These are actually Macintosh apples. And then we have a tomato, a beefsteak tomato. We have 1 spaghetti squash. And then star of the show, my favorite thing to get at the market is the rosemary parmesan olive oil bread. My kids love this. I actually am vegan while my family eats the standard American diet. So I personally don't eat this, but the kids eat this up. Honestly, it's their favorite thing. That is why it's one of my favorite things. Anything that they're into, that they're actually going to eat, that is healthy for you, I am good to go. And then lastly, we got some caramelized onion with horseradish dip mix. I like to have this on hand to put on salmon for my husband, and it's actually really good on pork, so he says. So these mostly are for the kids and my husband, but I do have a few ways that I work my plant-based self into our standard American diet household. Now, over here, you can skip ahead if you're not into seeds, but I got some good ones. They're all half off. I got some heirloom Italian zucchini, heirloom Italian arugula, heirloom tomato, the black cherry, it's so good. Heirloom tomato, Brandywine tomatoes are so yummy. I got some doll baby watermelons. I'm really excited about those. They're gonna be super cute, and they vary in color, so that will be fun to crack open towards the end of the summer. Now we have some lettuce over here. We have some sweet corn, some sage and basil. Echinacea I use in my apothecary. I have some kale over here. I have some red Russian kale. The cut flowers is what we're trying to go for when we do some bundles on the side of the road. I'm gonna make some vases with some clay that I have. If you didn't know, I teach art, so I try and get creative as much as I possibly can. So we might do that, or we might thrift some vases and put the flowers in there. We have some broccoli happening, as well as some carrots. We have the basil and the lettuce leaf, the salad bowl blend, which is so fun to grow. It grows so well out here. We are in zone 5D here in northern Colorado. We have California poppies. Those are just gorgeous to plant under the herbs. They just really give this pop of color, and they're so pretty to look at. We have some early wonder beets. Those are super tasty. Some dazzling blue kale I love in my smoothies. We have some sweet peppers and some oregano. All right, I am going to start to get everything prepared. I am taking this out because currently I'm winter sowing our seeds. Normally I would start them with a light inside, but last year I did some winter sowing and it was super successful. So I am gonna continue to do that. If you look in my recent videos, I showed you how to do that. If you're interested, drop down in the comments. If you are new here, let me know what you are doing in your garden and what you're meal prepping this week. So let me get this going here. I will show you how we do this. It's pretty standard with minimal ingredients. I know you're gonna love it. First things first are going to be the dried beans. I like to go through them before I actually cook them. You could do this in an Instant Pot if you wanted to. I don't have one of those. I know Taylor does and she rocks it, but I am not good with the Instant Pot. It scares me. But you could do this in the crock pot if you wanted. Recently we found lead in our crock pot, so I'm trying to work into a better option for myself and my family. So I'm gonna do these in the pot. I went through here, looked for rocks. Whenever I'm doing dried beans, I look for that. It's not just with pinto beans, it's with any dried bean. I went and rinsed it and then I put it back in the bag. We are gonna use 1 pound, so half of the bag. All right, I did forget to mention I got this Colorado Kitchen chili relleno salsa. It is so yummy, a little pricey, $5.99 for this, but it's totally worth it. It was half off. I should have gotten 2, but we did not have any. Those are my kids. I am a mother of 2.
I was going to say that I sometimes apologize for their loud noises, but I'm starting to see that my community is filled with mothers just like me, and I know you all don't mind it, but it got a little loud there. So what I'm saying is put about a half of a jar of salsa in here and enough water to cover it. You're going to keep it on low. I cooked mine for quite a few hours. I'd say maybe 2 hours, so perhaps a pressure cooker is the best route here. In the meantime, I'm going to start on my bread. I forgot, because I got this last year, that everything in the pack comes individually wrapped. So I actually can eat this. It calls for 3 eggs and it calls for milk, but we're actually going to use a zucchini. It shredded allows a lot of water to come out of it. I still am going to add probably a half cup of water, maybe a little more, but I'm going to take that Parmesan packet and put it to the side, add it to something different. So I'm just using the rosemary, the flour, which essentially is just bread flour with a little bit of baking powder or soda in it. I'm not sure which one. And then I'm going to shred this whole zucchini except for like the butt of it, and I'm going to just freeze the rest of it. I just tend to get very close to the blades here, so I just save the other part of it. But like I said, zucchini emits a lot of water, so I use this in place of an egg all the time. If you don't like this, you could use flax or you could use applesauce. It really depends on your preference. Or if you like eggs, use the eggs. I'm baking this at 350 for around 40 minutes in a greased loaf pan here. I like the Miyoko's vegan butter, but you could use whatever you wanted. I like to spread it out and yeah, just bake it uncovered. It's super easy and it comes out fluffy and delicious every time. Next up is the spaghetti squash. So I'm just cutting it in half here, scooping out the insides with my favorite scooper. It's literally just a camp all-in-one utensil that I got from Walmart for $2.67, but it's awesome. It has a blade on one side and it just curves around the insides of the spaghetti squash, and it's really easy to get all the innards out. So I am taking some olive oil to this. I'm also doing some salt and pepper, and then I have a secret ingredient. It may sound strange, but balsamic vinegar on here is so good. I don't know why. I don't know how I discovered it, but I've been doing it for a while and it's really tasty. I'm going to flip these over and bake them at 350 alongside the bread for about 40 minutes and then go from there. I forgot to mention I did add hemp seeds to the top of that bread. I add hemp seeds to everything. Whenever I get a chance, it's kind of like, I don't know, a shaker parmesan for me. But as you can see, I did all of that and the black beans are still going. They still have a hardness to them. So in the meantime, I'm going to get started on some scalloped potatoes. I am actually not going to do the grilled cheeses. I'm going to do some scalloped potatoes. So I'm going to use this cheese, this soft cheese for the sauce for the scalloped potatoes. They are going to be scalloped sweet potatoes, but I ended up just taking some of the rind off, not all of it. You can eat it and you'll be just fine. And I'm melting half a stick of butter in my pan here. I dropped in that soft cheese. It melted just fine. And then I'm going to add a little bit of milk as well as some onions. And then I'm just layering it into my pan just like you would do any scalloped potatoes. Now that the bread has cooled, I'm taking it out of the pan and I'm slicing it. I'm just going to use this throughout the week with some fresh avocado and tomatoes on it. I absolutely love making like caprese breakfast toast. It's super delicious. If you're not following me on Instagram, check the link in my description. I share a lot of quick recipes on there as well. I just half mooned my sweet potatoes here, and then I just did a layer of the sweet potatoes and then a layer of the sauce, sweet potato sauce, and I just kept going.
But that's not the truth.
Sweet potatoes are just kind of setting up here, and I'm going to put it into the freezer. In the meantime, I'm going to work on some enchiladas. So I'm taking the spaghetti squash out, adding some onions, and then I'm going to add about 1.5 cups of those black beans and then the rest of the salsa. And all I'm going to do is mix this together, and I'm going to put these in some corn tortillas. I know some of these recipes are random, not what I planned, but that is life. I just wanted to show you 2 ways to do this. You can make it into like an enchilada casserole by layering it, or you can roll these. I probably should have said in the beginning of the video, but if you're new here, my recipes are always typed out in the description box down below. So I will type them out for you if you are curious, but you can just pull these out of the freezer, bake them at 350 covered for around 40 minutes, and you're good to go. So I have everything laid out here. It is cooling before I put it into my freezer, but if you are not doing these in the freezer, you can absolutely put them in the refrigerator. I will type out in the description how long you should heat everything for. Here are the black beans. I just flatten them. I'm waiting for those to cool, and then I'm going to put them into my freezer and use them for everything. I use black beans for everything. And then I have the enchilada casserole here, as well as the roll-ups with some salsa on top of it. I just pop on some shredded chicken or cheese for the family, and I leave mine just like this. You can top it with some sour cream or guacamole. Really depends on how you like your enchiladas. You could, of course, use enchilada sauce, but I use salsa this time. Here are the scalloped potatoes. Once they're covered, they're good to go in the oven for 350. You don't have to completely cover them with the liquid, but my family really loves the sweet potato take on these. You could absolutely use regular potatoes, but we always love to have a unique recipe. And then there is the bread. I'm just going to leave that uncovered for the night and then cover it up, and we will be good to go.
Alrighty everyone, that is going to do it for today's video. I really hope you enjoyed all of these recipes. I hope this video inspired you to shop local and meal prep for you and your family. Don't forget to check out Taylor's channel. All of her links are in the description box down below. As always, stay adventurous, stay creative, and I'll see you next time. Bye everyone.